It'll be a tweet, won't it? How to rehabilitate a prison, female staff, and an emphasis on well-being, apparently. This is HMP Doncaster, who 3 years ago, there were 130 incidents a month of self-harm in a prison population of 1,100, more than twice the national average. Number of prisoners classed as a suicide risk was 60. They made some changes, and they got a fall of 3/4 in these self-harm incidents, and risk of suicide went down to single figures. And they've cited a number of things, like a 4-day week where staff work longer shifts, but they only work 4 days. They have these insiders who are actually inmates that wear yellow shirts, and they help out the other prisoners, and they even think they're staff because they're sort of so helpful. That seems like a decent idea. They say more female staff brings greater emotional intelligence, so women suddenly exist again and are different from men again. Obviously, that's banned. But one of the ideas and they had this thing of an offence-neutral policy where you don't mention what you're convicted of. Fair enough. The only place where it got too liberal for me
yeah, I know.
is when it said...
Was it the drag queens reading to the kids in the library?
There was that. Okay. And then it said, it said sex offenders are not segregated, which is unusual. And it said, we met several as we walked around the prison with a couple of sex offenders painting the walls of a games room with their favourite Disney characters. And I literally had to turn back and check that this wasn't The Guardian. This is The Times. Yeah, the sex workers painting their Disney... That's where I go.
That's not good training. You don't want those guys to be too good at sort of painting Disney.
Right. Yeah. Weirdly, it's them, isn't it? But this is it. This is where it gets too sort of Norwegian, Sweden, sort of too liberal for me. And I go, you're saying it works, but there's something a bit like, where's the punishment element? You know what I mean? And our problem with prisons, anyway, our prisons are overfull, but we keep people in about 3 weeks because we've got not enough space. So we put more...
If they're lucky to be in 3 weeks.
Yeah, we put more people in prison than most countries, but we don't keep them in there. What we should do is punish smaller crimes properly, patrol the streets with police, try and stop things earlier, but we don't do that. So.
How about death penalties? You don't have to have problems with prison.
Yeah.
And Lewis there, giving us the solution, the ultimate solution.
But I did tell a joke in the earlier segment.
Yeah, very good. Let's